There we go. All right, we got a microphone in front of us this morning. Good morning, everyone. I want to say first and foremost, I don't believe what's happening in America right now is by accident. After the show I had last night, I am a firm believer everything is planned right now. And this is what happens when outrage becomes a business model. You're watching protests turn into riots. Cops are being told to stand down. Politicians are pretending they're mostly peaceful, while cities are actually getting destroyed. The FBI is getting attacked. They had some rioters actually break into a car and steal a weapon. And the news media, they're pouring gasoline on it because chaos, I say chaos, it should be called chaos. It's chaos. That's what pays the bills. So this morning, I'm not giving you another emotional hot take. I'm going to break down the uncomfortable questions that no one wants to talk about on TV. And sadly, I saw Steve Doocy back on Fox News, one of the biggest anti-America, what I would say globalist Trump haters ever on Fox News. We'll talk about that as well. I really don't like that guy. But when did this cross the line into insurrection? And I would love to know in the chat, how many of you know the last time the Insurrection Act was used? Do you know when it was used the last time? Because I did a little bit of research. And we're going to talk about that because we're at the point. I don't know if we're really close yet, but we're damn close. We are damn close to what caused the last time it was used. Now, I believe what could very well happen on February 1st could be the tipping point. And you see here, Donald Trump is going to halt federal funding to sanctuary cities over the crime concerns on February 1st. Now, if you start taking away people's money, start taking away people's food, if you start taking away people's, subsidies that these sanctuary cities are handing out, then we get into that territory. A lot of people are saying 92 George Bush. You're absolutely right. I have the smartest audience on the platform. The last time a president actually used the Insurrection Act was 1992 during the Los Angeles riots. You nailed it. And that was not Twitter drama. That was a real collapse of law and order after the Rodney King verdict. Riots raged on for days, and more than 50 people lost their lives. Over 2,000 were injured. Now, this was people against people. Right now, we're seeing people against law enforcement. All right? So it's a little different. There were, I want to say, an estimated $8 billion in damage. That's 1992 money. I don't know how much that would be in today's money with the whole inflation thing. But at that time, the California governor, and I don't know who the California governor was during that time. I'm sure it was a Democrat. He had already deployed the National Guard. So the governor had even tried to take things into their own hands, and it didn't work. And he still couldn't get it under control. Only then did George H.W. Bush step in, he federalized the Guard, and he sent in the Army and the Marines to back up local law enforcement. That's the bar. Not one bad night. Not cable news is yelling, but a major U.S. city losing control for days. It was like anarchy, apocalypse now. So when pundits, talking heads, casually just throw around this word Insurrection Act, I think they're ignoring some things. Or they think you are. That's where I'm at right now. They think you are. Now, there's a couple of things that are, going to happen very soon. Last night, with these people breaking into an FBI agent's car and getting documents that showed where the agents lived, operations, addresses, phone numbers, that was the game changer. I want to show you some footage here from Iran. Let's talk a little bit about Iran here for a second. Oh, wait, my fault. It's not Iran. It's Minneapolis. It sounds like Tehran. It sounds like Apocalypse Now. It sounds like Platoon. But this is an American city. And I'm supposed to care about another country? Good luck convincing me of that one. Good luck convincing me that I should be worried about another country around the world that chants death to me. Not happening. Here is the, Mogadishu mayor. Let's call him the Mogadishu mayor from now on. Doesn't look like he's dancing with the Somalis right now, does it? Remember him doing the funky chicken with the Somalis, the country of brotherly love, Ilhan?
There's still a lot that we don't know at this time, but what I can tell you for certain is that this is not sustainable. This is an impossible situation that our city is presently being put in. And at the same time, we are trying to find a way forward to keep people safe, to protect our neighbors, to maintain order. And we're in a position right now where we have residents that are asking the very limited number of police officers that we have to fight ICE agents on the street, to stand by their neighbors.
Did you hear what he said there? There was one word. There was one word that was very important. This is coming from the Mogadishu mayor. Listen to what he says.
To maintain order. And we're in a position right now where we have residents that are asking the very limited number of police officers that we have to fight ICE agents on the street.
To fight ICE agents on the street. You heard it there. If that is not inciting violence, to fight ICE agents on the street. Listen, a lot of people are going to gloss over those 5 words.
Residents that are asking the very limited number of police officers that we have to fight ICE agents on the street, to stand by their neighbors. We cannot be at a place right now in America where we have 2 governmental entities that are literally fighting one another. Why are we put in this position? We're put in this position because we have approximately 600 police officers in Minneapolis, far fewer that are able to work at any given time.
They have 600 officers in Minneapolis. There are probably 5,000, maybe 5,000 protesters on a given night. What are your thoughts on that? Did he incite? Yeah, did you see the cop's reaction? You're absolutely right. The cop's reaction, look at his eyes. The cop's like, whoa, did he say that? I'm going to have to cash the checks. Look at the cop. Okay, I've got a poll in the chat. Is he inciting violence? Thank you, Andrew. Andrew Fay. Thank you, Andrew. Great catch. Great catch. Oftentimes I listen, but I don't see what I need to see. I want to say thank you very much. Hold up. Let's see here. FYI, Q has been 1,000,000% right about everything. Right. Okay. Show me some evidence. I think Q's a psyop. I think it's a Democrat psyop, but that's okay. We can have different opinions. I believe, and this is from Mays, if these people had done their jobs instead of lying to the American people, think about how things would be different if all of this hadn't happened.
The border is closed. The border is secure.
The border is secure.
The only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump and his MAGA Republican friends.
The border is not secure, right? This is all Trump's fault. You're going to see that more and more in the coming days. You are going to see that happen. Now, it's getting worse. We're finding out more because this is down in Columbus, Ohio. We had somebody call in the other night saying Columbus was just as bad or worse. Now, this looks like a very good daycare. How many of you would drop your kids off here?
What if I don't have welfare? Okay, yeah, let me know. Because I don't know if I'll qualify for welfare. Thank you.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
I know you, man.
How you doing, man?
How you doing, man?
Good to meet you.
What's up, man?
Okay. I don't know. We got our first one. Trump said 5,000 protesters. Where, when? I've yesterday to see any credibility of claim of 5,000 protesters. How many are there? Trump said. How many protesters have you seen? Not even just in, I would say that whole area. You think there's less? Okay. That's okay. I'm okay for any level of disagreement that anybody wants. Any level. I don't, it doesn't bother me at all. Right? It's growing. It's getting worse. And thank you for coming back and raging in the chat. I always appreciate that.
According to DHS, that ICE agent is in the hospital after being ambushed during an attempted arrest of a Venezuelan illegal migrant in Minneapolis. DHS saying, quote, while the subject and law enforcement were in a struggle on the ground, two subjects came out of a nearby apartment and also attacked the law enforcement officer with a snow shovel and broom handle. As the officer was being ambushed and attacked by the two individuals, the original suspect got loose and then began striking the officer with a shovel or broomstick. Fearing for his life and safety as he was being ambushed by three individuals, the officer fired defensive shots to defend his life. The initial subject was shot in the leg. Last night, protesters, of course, gathered at the site of that incident in Minneapolis as Police Chief Brian O'Hara urged them to leave.
The crowd is engaging in unlawful acts. They have thrown fireworks at police officers, and at multiple times, gas has been deployed. Police are attempting to disperse this unlawful assembly at this time. I urge anyone that is at the scene to leave immediately. This is already a very tense situation, and we do not need this to escalate any further.
And despite this violence against ICE agents, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey is still pointing blame at the officers' conduct. Listen to this.
Let's be very clear. I've seen conduct from ICE that is disgusting and is intolerable. If it were your city, it would be unacceptable there too. And for anyone that is taking the bait tonight, stop. That is not helpful. Go home. We cannot counter Donald Trump's chaos with our own brand of chaos.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said in a statement that state investigators were at the scene and that, quote, I know you're angry, I'm angry. What Donald Trump wants is violence in the streets, but Minnesota will remain an island of decency, of justice.
Does anyone believe that the president actually wants violence? Is there anyone that believes the president wants violence in the street, because I can't fall down that rabbit hole. I don't believe that the president is who is wanting this. That's just my opinion. I can't see that. Let me show you this. This was let's check out this. This is a little bit of the similarities of what happened.
The defendant not guilty and the riots that followed.
You know, I thought we were going to go march and so forth, but it just erupted.
He's been cutting hair for more than 50 years in South.
So this was Los Angeles. Look at this.
The eruption started.
They kept saying,
Does it look any different? Do you think the 92 LA riots would have been 50 times worse if they had had social media? I think it would be. I think it would be a lot worse if social media would have been around during that time.
This was considered a flashpoint. And I said, well, the flashpoint was anywhere in Los Angeles.
At LT's barbershop, you get a haircut along with a discussion.
I think it would have been, and I believe part of the problem right now is the social media. That's real. Everybody's got an iPhone. Everybody's got a gimbal. Everybody's got a TikTok page. They're getting paid to post this on TikTok. TikTok is promoting it because, I mean, the last time I checked, I think China still owns TikTok. So you're watching these riots or these protests turn into riots. Cops are being told to stand down. I mean, that's where we're at right now. And the part that I believe nobody really wants to talk about is our political class and their media allies. They need the chaos. They live off of it. Outrage drives clicks. Clicks drive profit. And profit keeps the narrative machine running. You're seeing growing protest, rising violence, open contempt for law enforcement. And instead of acting like adults, the media turns it into a blood sport. One team wears masks, holds signs. The other team is wearing uniforms and body armor because they have to. It's like it's real. It's like a highlight reel from Monday Night Football. Social media is most of the problems. You know, it crosses a real weird line where free speech, social media, the internet should be turned off nationwide for 24 hours. Rumors are coming out right now that Iran is who shut off the cell phones yesterday. So go figure that one out. That's a totally different conversation.
Trump's administration borders are, sir, you have been on the front lines of this, and the problem is a lot of these people come here, some of them legally on visas, and then they stay here, and then you have to send your men and women into harm's way to get them out.
Well, look, your monologue is great. President Trump has locked down the border. Now he's locking down the entire immigration system. He's doing a deep dive. He's doing an autopsy, not just on the border, just on not illegal immigration, but who's getting refugee status? Who are getting visas? Who are taking advantage of our social services? Who's getting a visa that's anti-American, coming to this country only to hate on America? So President Trump's doing a deep dive in everything immigration, and it's about time. And he's put America first, and that's the right thing to do. And I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, well, look, I love having you as a part of it because you're one of the few people who's willing to do it. Even yourself, you've had to go into hiding at times because of the pressure. But the other thing is, like I just said, CNN back in like 2015, 2016, they were doing ride-alongs with ICE. Watch this, sir.
We
Ready to check.
Under the cloak of darkness in Chicago,
Tack 1, guys.
an immigration and customs enforcement team gears up for another long day. The undocumented convicts they're going after were all released from Cook County Jail without immigration officials being notified.
Your adrenaline blood pressure, of course, goes up when you're getting ready to do something like this.
I mean, literally exactly what's happening now, but CNN was praising them. Now, you would think CNN hated you guys.
Yeah, you know that ride along in 26, I was actually there. I was actually in Chicago at the time overseeing this ride along program. So yeah, look, it's been a complete reversal. I mean, you said it yourself, you know, the Obama administration 1 year was 409,000 removals, which was a record at the time. Of course, we blew that out of the water this year with over 600,000 removals.
600,000 removals. Tom Homan, legend. Thank you for Tom Homan. Whew, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Just a big heads up. I was in contact with Sweetwater Music Equipment. I've ordered some guitars from them or guitar equipment from them. We're trying to do something together for providing some guitars for veterans. So super chats, memberships, that's all going to help. Okay. But right now, what we're seeing is an inflection point. And I don't know how we get to the next step. Is it time for Trump to use the Insurrection Act? I don't know. I don't know that, but what I do know is that the police cannot handle what's going on right now. Law enforcement in Minneapolis, whether it's of their own decision, whether they're being told to not handle it, or they're just absolutely turning a blind eye and choosing not to handle it. That's the big one. Okay, that's the real question that I have. Is why are they not engaging? Why are they not choosing to get involved? Look at this. This is Nick Sorter. I've been in contact with Nick, and I share a couple of mutual friends. We've got some mutual friends here. Look at this.
Hey, listen, I'll tell y'all now, they on the Snapchat, so they gonna be on y'all last y'all if y'all recording this. They gonna be on.
So if you see the strap there, okay, the strap, they broke into this car. There was a gun safe in the car. They back up this truck, or I think it's a truck. They hook the straps up to the gun safe, and they steal I believe it's an AR-15, probably an M4. I don't think law enforcement are using ARs. I think they're using M4s, which could very well be a fully automatic weapon with ammunition in here. Watch what they do.
They gonna be on your ass. Your ass is a wiggle. Hey, don't hit them.
See that? So that's the gun safe that they snatched out of the vehicle. And they're running around like crackheads on payday celebrating this. You see him hitting the lock. Looks like a hatchet. Okay. Look at this. Somebody said they couldn't get it open. Oh, they did get it open.
That kid sounds empty, man.
Oh, they got it open.
Dude, there's nothing in there. There could be coins in there.
They got it open. I can't understand how law enforcement is not doing more. It's all down to this mayor. It's down to this chief of police.
They looks like they're trying to force through to control the scene with a vehicle. They're clearing. There's a person arrested, it seems. I'm not quite sure, on the ground. She looks like she's cuffed.
Now, they're bringing out some real vehicles there. I believe that's an MRAP or some kind of like at least a little better armor on there, right? Thank you, Tammy. God bless you, Ben. Thank you, Tammy. Let me give Tammy that.
Amen.
Tammy, thank you.
Hallelujah. And boom shagala.
Tammy, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Wolfman. Well, Ben, here's for the swear jar. I went on a certain channel chat, left some very choice words for the unnamed media butthole that doxed you in the fam. They didn't like it, and I got banned. Yeah, the Mercado guy. Stay away from that guy. Very toxic. Those people are dangerous. I'll just say that. You don't have to go and do anything for me, but I appreciate that. It's very nice.
Amen. Hallelujah. And boom shagalaka.
But don't go over to Mercado Media. That is a toxic cesspool of people over there. Very toxic. Those people are unhinged. They are not what I would say, not the type of people you really want to deal with. These are the type of people that they are. Pink dyed water cannons, that's exactly what they would love. They would love a pink dyed water cannon. Okay, here we go. Look at this. So look at this.
Almost there.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
What does that look like? Does that look like a gun case? Look.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
Does that look like a gun case to you?
Oh, my God.
There's some bullets.
Hey, that's a 47. I don't know.
Look at him stealing the patches off of there. Somebody said bullets.
Ain't no way. Tourniquet there.
Did he get...
Was that a flashbang?
Okay. Hey, don't film that. He's out running.
Did you see it again right there? Look at the case. Look at the case right here. You see that? That looks like a rifle case to me because I carry one very similar. Right there. There's the license plate of the person that stole the rifle. Suspect, allegedly. Rifle suspect plate, SMV 596. If any of you recognize or see that vehicle, report it to the useless police in Minneapolis. Does this change the entire game by stealing potentially 2 fully automatic law enforcement weapons? M4 and a long rifle, B-Rains? I don't know if this changes the entire game. But I believe it very well could change the entire formula. Somebody says that's a bait car. Ford Taurus. When's the last time you saw a Ford Taurus? Right? But they ripped the gun safe out. They ripped the gun safe out. Here comes what looks like the cavalry. Somebody says they're arming up. The call has been put out. I can't disagree with you on that. I don't want to disagree with you on that. Now, here's the other one that I got a cough. Sorry. Oh, yeah, they stole paperwork, too. They stole paperwork. Now, here's another aspect of this. There's a YouTube channel called Midas Touch. I'm friends with this guy, Josh Walker. There's another YouTube channel called Midas Touch that absolutely promotes this. They were live streaming this on their channel last night. They live streamed it. Now, Josh blurred out the sensitive information, but look at this. This is one of their paid employees.
Will you hold it for the live and give it back to me?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
So just let me hold the microphone. You go through the paperwork, and you kind of describe.
Is it live?
Yeah.
In the original shooting that happened here tonight, the ICE agent vehicles that were parked on the street in the shooting, they had to leave their cars behind because they got surrounded by protesters. One of the ICE agent vehicles got broken into, and I found this paperwork. It has a list with FBI operation info. It's got full names of FBI agents, phone numbers, emails. There's maps on where they're staying, where they're holding immigrants. There's hotel names in there. There's judge names. This paperwork has people's full names and their emails. Operational posture. This is how they're supposed to stand and how they're supposed to handle protesters. This is the transport of immigration targets. This is a map showing you where they're taking immigration targets and instructions on how to get into the building, on what they're supposed to do on booking.
What do you think here? Mark says that's going to be the game changer.
Save.
You heard exactly what was on there. Addresses, names of judges, addresses where the migrants are being held, the detention centers, vehicles, where they're living at. Seat travels. Oh, let me grab that comment by Seat Travels right there. Wow, holy crap. That's a great point. Mercado didn't blur it on his stream. Yeah. Doxing them. Free stuff, cash cut, the attack set. Yeah. I hope Trump sees this of them stealing the weapons. I believe he will. I don't know if Trump, I believe Trump is very aware of what's going on. He's got a good team around him. But this is the whole organization right here, Midas Touch. They make $3 to $4 million a month just from their YouTube channel. And all they do is just spew complete hatred. Here's the other one, Status Coup News. This is part of the Midas News Network, right? And they continue to do the same thing. It's all they do. They are inciting a lot of, not healthy stuff. Let's just say that. It's not good. It's not good at all. And I believe it's going to get worse. I'd love to get your opinion on this. Do you think it's going to get worse? Let's go here. Let me put a little poll in the chat here. Start a poll. Will this get worse? I believe this is going to spread to some other cities. Where's the ATF? I don't believe the ATF goes out and really counteracts rioting. I don't believe that's the job of the ATF. As someone that has a little affiliation with firearms, I don't believe the ATF gets involved in riots. Last time I checked. Okay? But they're in a city right now that is being funded with taxpayer money. Was this a trap by ICE? I don't know if that's true or not either. Free stuff, cash cut, they attack citizens' home next. They could. They literally could. I'm going to play this and grab a cup of coffee.
At this time, but what I can tell you for certain is that this is not sustainable. This is an impossible situation that our city is presently being put in. And at the same time, we are trying to find a way forward to keep people safe, to protect our neighbors, to maintain order. And we're in a position right now where we have residents that are asking the very limited number of police officers that we have to fight ICE agents on the street, to stand by their neighbors. We cannot be at a place right now in America where we have two governmental entities that are literally fighting one another.
So why doesn't he stand down? I agree with him. The city of Minneapolis should not be actively fighting the federal law enforcement. Somebody said he caused it. Yeah, I agree. Whack and stack. Absolutely. It's going to get worse. It is going to get worse. I love the pessimistic types. I love people that wake up in the morning just pessimistic as hell. I love it. And thank you for watching. I love the pessimism. Ben News Alert, POTUS just announced he will enact Insurrection Act if riots continue per Newsmax. Let's go here. Let's see what's going on there. Newsmax. Newsmax is becoming way better than Fox. I'll tell you that. Way better than Fox. ICE agents. Let's go here. Let's see what he's saying here. First edition. We'll get to it. Somebody send me the link if you can find that, because that'll be interesting to see. Thank you, Helen. Yeah, share the stream. I'd really appreciate it. Let's see here. Will this get worse? I think it's going to spread to other cities. Rods in California. You've experienced this. Now, this is all because of this ICE agent shooting someone that tried to attack him with a shovel. And rumors are that it's a Venezuelan.
DHS says at 6:50 p.m. Central Time tonight, quote, federal law enforcement officers were conducting a targeted traffic stop in Minneapolis of an illegal alien from Venezuela who was released into the country by Joe Biden in 2022. In an attempt to evade arrest, the subject fled the scene in his vehicle and crashed into a parked car. The subject then fled on foot. The law enforcement officer caught up to the subject on foot and attempted to apprehend him when the subject began to resist and violently assault the officer. While the subject and law enforcement were in a struggle on the ground, two subjects came out of a nearby apartment and also attacked the law enforcement officer with a snow shovel and broom handle. As the officer was being ambushed and attacked by the two individuals, the original subject got loose and began striking the officer with a shovel or broomstick. Fearing for his life and safety as he was being ambushed by three individuals, the officer fired defensive shots to
Let's go here. Somebody said Trump just posted this on Newsmax, or on his, on his True Social. Okay, here we go. True Social post by Donald Trump 10 minutes ago. If the corrupt politicians of Minnesota don't obey the law and stop the professional agitators and insurrectionists from attacking the patriots of ICE who are only doing their job, I will institute the Insurrection Act, which many presidents have done before me, and quickly put an end to the travesty that is taking place in that once great state. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Donald Trump just posted that. I need to screenshot this and share this over on X, because this is a direct warning to the protesters. Wow. Okay. Okay. Man, this is big. Really big. I think there's more to come with this. When you have the president, I mean, Trump's up at all times anyway. When you've got Trump getting up and saying this, they better get ready. Let me tell you where else it could possibly go next. I said this is going to spread. This is the sheriff in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Look at this. This is spreading.
Determined that the certain public safety costs of this ICE partnership are greatly outweighed by any potential public safety benefits that this partnership may offer. That is why this morning I signed an order terminating the 287G partnership between the Bucks County Sheriff's Office and ICE.
Do you hear the people celebrating the invitation for lawless vandalism?
My decision to terminate this partnership was based solely on public safety considerations, and it is my belief that this action will restore the trust between tens of thousands of our residents and the brave officers who protect and serve them. Furthermore, I signed an additional order prohibiting my deputies from asking crime victims, witnesses, or court observers about their immigration status during any interaction with our office.
This is the sheriff. This is open invitation. This is open season. This is putting up a sign saying gun-free zone, go here. Police-free zone, go here. Got a little super chat right here. Or not a super chat, independent free thinker. It just dawned on me. I drive a semi-truck. I'm about to drive through Portland, Oregon in 45 minutes. My destination for deliveries are in 2 areas next to Seattle. God bless you. God bless you and good luck is what I got to say. Sanctuary Cities, Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Does that name sound familiar? That's one of the important counties that actually helped get the president elected. Right? This is, boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is going to get worse. Got a super chat rolling in. Thank you so much. I believe Trump is holding out as long as possible. Atlanta is supposed to have protests at Cop City this weekend. Others will be drawn in. I don't know what Cop City is. I don't know what Cop City is. Poll in the chat. Will this get worse? 97% of you say no. 3% of you believe it's, this is all peaceful. Here, I want to do this for a poll in the chat. Here we go. Look at this. Here we go. Are the protesters protected under the First Amendment, or did they cross a line? I think there's a fine line between protesting, holding up a sign, and tearing apart a city, tearing apart law enforcement, attacking law enforcement. I think that is they have crossed the Rubicon, in my opinion. Here's something that's interesting. Donald Trump posted an hour ago on Truth Social. A judge declined to block ICE operations in Minnesota. ICE will therefore be allowed to continue its successful operation of removing some of the state's most violent and vicious criminals anywhere in the world. So now, a judge has refused to block ICE in Minnesota. That's a game changer there. Huge. This gives them a chance. Look who this is not real, but it very well could be. Imprisoned Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro surges into fourth place in the Democrat 2028 primary. This could very well be real. Well, he's not eligible to be president, but that didn't stop Obama, did it? That didn't stop President Obama. Why would it stop Nicolas Maduro? Man, this is getting chaos. Chaotic. Sorry, not chaos. Chaotic. Anybody live in Ohio? We got Ohio. Ohio councilman refuses to say the Pledge of Allegiance. It's scary.
Someone who's an immigrant to this country and I got my citizenship about 3-4 years ago. I'm very proud to be an American citizen. But I was a long-time history teacher, and I can say the history of the Pledge of Allegiance is a strange and varied one. It is not one. The original version of the Pledge of Allegiance did not include any reference to religion in it. That came about in the 1950s, but it came out of an anti-immigrant sentiment. It was designed to ensure that the children of immigrants would see this country as, to indoctrinate in many ways. In no way am I against the idea of saying we are supportive of and proud to be Americans and proud to be Athenians. I have no problem with that. But the Pledge of Allegiance, I'm not entirely sure has a place here.
As far as
Ohio City Council, Pledge of Allegiance, no place here. Dangerous rhetoric by saying the Pledge of Allegiance. Extremely dangerous to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I already get shivers down my spine whenever I hear the Pledge of Allegiance. America first. I believe Trump is holding out as long as possible. He very well could be. I don't think he's going to take this lightly. Cop City is a police and firefighter training facility near Atlanta. Thank you very much. I didn't know that. I had no idea. I try to stay out of Atlanta. I drove through there once and they had this big festival. I think it's called Freak Nick. I drove through there during that. I felt like the cream inside of an Oreo. I'll just say that. Let's take some calls this morning. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Feel free to give me a call. Feel free. Love you to chime in on what is happening, what you're seeing, what your thoughts are. What's your opinion? What's your opinion on what's happening right now? Let's go here. I'll show you something that's funny. Marjorie Taylor Greene blocked Laura Loomer on X. Well, she's not a congresswoman anymore, but she is getting a retirement check. Laura says, I won. I've been blocked by some really good people on X. House rejects bid to defund the judges. 81 Republicans. 46 Republicans opposed alongside Democrats to block or to defund these liberal judges. 46 Republicans. Look at the ones here. Some names that you would think would be, what I would think. Look, Steve Womack, Arkansas. He's one of mine. Bruce Westerman, Arkansas. One of mine. Look at some of these other names here. It's crazy. Let's go right here. Line 2. What you got?
Hi. I live here in Pennsylvania.
Yes, ma'am.
And I will tell you, I will be contacting our governor about Bucks County.
Your governor doesn't care.
I'm fed up with this bullshit.
Your governor doesn't care.
Well, he did well better because he wants to run for office again.
Your governor does not care. Your governor wants to run for president. Your governor wants to represent the Democrat Party. I appreciate the passion. I don't believe what's his name? Shapiro? Josh Shapiro?
Yeah.
I don't believe he cares.
I don't even think he was elected.
I don't know.
They just put him in there because they cheated.
Maybe so. Thank you for calling. I appreciate it. Bucks County, Pennsylvania. She's calling the governor. I believe you should. Good morning, King of Biltong. Please feel free to put your link down there. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. This is not going to go away anytime soon. Is the Insurrection Act the only way? At what point does it happen? Trump just sent out the warning to these people on X or on True Social that he was going to take action. If the corrupt politicians don't obey the law, he's taking it in his own hands. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Get your questions, comments, concerns, opinion out to the people. There's about 3,500 people watching. Love to hear your opinion on this. I believe they might have just forced his hand. Hold on. What do we got here? What do we got? Let's see if we got one. Josh Shapiro's crooked as you get. Okay. Have a friend who Atlanta is a raging lib. Her late husband was my best friend. Yeah. It's going to get worse. It is going to get worse before it gets better. Let's go here. Representative Anna Luna. Listen to this.
Expand this conversation with Florida Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna. Congresswoman, it's good to have you on board. The Progressive Democrat Caucus has made it their official position in 2026 to once again defund the police. This time they're defunding ICE. They are doubling down on what lost them the 2022-2024 elections. I don't know about you. I'm kind of excited about the prospect. What do you say?
Let's go here, see who we got. Line 2. Go right ahead, line 2.
Yeah, hey, Ben. This is John Ryan. Just want to let you know that I turned around and I served in the Navy for about 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And served in Grenada and Beirut. And I just wanted to let you know that I felt this all coming back when COVID was happening. And that right now, I think that Minnesota, you can see exactly what's going on in this country right now.
You think it's getting worse?
We're being attacked by all sides. And the Democratic Party is the wall that we're facing.
You think it's getting worse?
I think it's getting worse. I think that we are heading to, that Trump has to do the Insurrection Act. He has no choice in the matter.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't think he takes it lightly, but you're absolutely right. He may very well have to do this, you know?
Yeah, because our country right now is that we are turning around. We're facing the worst time in our life because it has never been like this in our past.
I can't remember it. Well, you take care. Thank you for your call. Thank you for your service. Appreciate you. Let me ask you this, though. With what we're seeing in Minnesota, should we be more worried about another country's problems?
Well, look, it's no surprise that the Democrat Party is having trouble raising money, and so I think they're just trying to hold what they have. But what's interesting about this whole argument on defunding ICE, defunding law enforcement, is they're failing to report that the officer that was involved in that shooting earlier this past week has actually suffered from internal bleeding, meaning that he was literally hit by a vehicle that is considered a weapon. And so all of this has been, again, an effort and an attempt to, I think, again, do what they tend to do on a regular basis, which is
Democrats at this press conference with Ilhan Omar promised to defund ICE. They promised to defund ICE. Let's go here.
It's not a right to come to America. It is a privilege. Immigrants of past generations came here to contribute, and that was written into statute that I just told you about from December. And since over half of all these immigrant households that we have here in America now use at least one major welfare program that the Democrats say isn't happening, it's not only not a good idea to keep taking people in from these countries, it's literally against the law to let them in just based on their track record. I mean, right, who could have possibly seen that coming too? Places like Liberia and Guinea have their average IQ floating as low as 45 and 65 respectively. I'm just speaking numerically here. Why would we want people from a country with an average IQ lower than an elephant, border collie, or a parrot?
He's got a point. He has got a point. Why are we getting their worst? Let's go here. Line 2. What you got, line 2?
Just putting on there that, man, this thing's getting out of control, grabbing guns out of officers' cars and stuff. So insurrection, these people, man, bring them in. It's time.
I hate to say it, but if you leave a firearm in your car, you should just assume it's going to be stolen. That's what I think.
That's true. But they carry their weapons for a reason. But yeah, when you leave your car unattended, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you for calling.
Bring them in, man. Bring them in. Save America.
Thank you for calling, sir. If you leave a firearm in a car, just assume it's going to get stolen. That's my theory. Line 2, go right ahead, line 2.
How you doing?
Great.
Can you hear me good?
I can. Please go ahead.
Awesome. All right. Listen, I'm wondering, we mentioned something about water cannons. What about fire hoses? They're a little less aggressive, but it would shut the crowd down. When they're attacking people and stuff, I mean, what can you do to stop them?
I think that's temporary. Sure, it would probably disperse them at the moment, but it doesn't change the ideology. It doesn't change what's going on in their head to actually go and do what they're doing. It doesn't change that. The water cannon is temporary. Yeah, it'll stop the dogs from fighting. But once the dogs
get cold.
Yeah, but once the dogs get back together, they're going to fight again until they figure out that the fighting is useless. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Hey, listen, real quick. Thank you for your service, and I'm wondering if you could just give a quick your first 3 days on a sub, what that was like.
First 3 days on a submarine, man. I don't even trying to think. First 3 days on a submarine. Well, number one, I felt lost. Once you go inside of the submarine, especially if you're new, you don't know forward from aft. You don't know port from starboard. You don't, it takes you a few minutes or a day or so to get your bearings about where you sleep, where you eat, and where you do your business. That's the big things on the submarine. Typically, the first new people on submarines usually go work in the mess decks. You go work as a mess crank. You go cranking. You go work in the galley. It's because you don't know where anything is, and it's a good way to learn and meet the crew. Check out mess cranking if you want to know what that is. Your name doesn't fit it at all. Independent free thinker. Okay. RICO charges? I don't know enough about that. I don't know enough about RICO charges. I don't know about that. Let's go here. Line 2. Go right ahead, line 2.
Yeah, Ben. I'm a resident of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And our governor here, he is very crooked. And I'll tell you, even on the Republican side, state reps, I've called many a times on various issues in the state. And I'm an independent owner operator, truck driver. And, you know, I've called about fuel prices and how we're getting taxed ridiculously. And they really don't care. And I mean, we joke around, and it's the communist of Pennsylvania, not even the Commonwealth anymore.
Yeah, it's, I mean, as an independent truck driver, you're probably under so much scrutiny, it's not even funny. And it probably pisses you off every time you see some of these illegals causing accidents because they shouldn't be on the road taking jobs and money from you. I don't know what that's like, you know.
I've dealt with a lot of the illegals on the highways, and they're dangerous. And, you know, I've worked very hard. I'm 55 years old, self-employed, worked very hard. My great-grandparents came from Russia in 1917.
Mm-hmm.
They came here the right way. My great-grandfather acquired a job with the railroad.
I don't have time for life stories in the morning.
Family.
Yeah. I don't have time for the life stories, but I appreciate it.
Rules, really.
Yeah. Well, thank you for calling. God bless you. Thank you for calling. God bless. But yeah, doing the right thing the right way doesn't seem to be as profitable. Ben, what do you think patriots should do to help? At some point, and I might get some pushback on this. At some point, I believe patriots have to counter protest. Line 1. Go right ahead, line 1.
Good morning, Ben.
Good morning.
Hey, I think we have to kill the head of the beast because the beast has laid its eggs over here. Islam is here, and we have to kill the head of the beast. He's got a big job. It's not just clean up our country, but it's to make sure that they can't get back in here.
You think immigration is causing all the problems in Minnesota?
Oh, yes, by all means. Not only just Minnesota. It's all over our country. It's here in Ohio. You know, they've got them up in the blue states up in the corner up there. And God knows what they've got in California because they haven't even opened that can of worms to us yet. But as far as shooting them with the super soakers, you got to consider they ice up that whole area. You're putting everybody at risk. I think some of them super soakers that you got, you know, like the ones you play in the yard, and you start shooting these people with water that way, they will freeze and they will have to go away. But if you shoot the whole area, then everybody's in a mess because it freezes everything, and then everybody's got a problem. But yeah, I think we are at the Insurrection Act. We're there.
Do you sound, I don't want to insult you at any level, but you sound like you were around to remember the Los Angeles riots in 92.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for calling. Appreciate it. Thank you for calling. Appreciate the phone call. The American people are wanting, I couldn't imagine living in Minnesota, living in what you're seeing. I couldn't imagine it, especially with family, daughter, wife, kids. I don't know what that would be like. Line 1, go right ahead, line 1. Hello, line 1. The heavy breathing does not turn me on.
Hello, this is James from Magalia, California.
Good morning.
Just think about it this way. They will, all the bad people, all the Democrats, they will chew themselves up once they lose their money, and they won't have anything, and they'll have to fight against themselves.
Okay.
Thank you.
What part of California are you in?
I'm in Magalia towards Chico Paradise. You know,
I know where
Paradise
Chico is.
Fire. We lost our houses from PG&E.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually up in Magalia, just past it. You know, still fighting with PG&E and everything else.
Let me ask you this. Is the fraud in California worse than what we're seeing in Minnesota? Is that possible?
It's going to be unbelievable. Just in the trucking, all the like Iranian, Kang Trucking. I can give you names of them in U City, California. They have their own Sikh temples there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Are you in the trucking industry yourself, you said?
My brother. Yeah, he's a trucker. I'm retired.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, man, I really appreciate
I
you
choose
calling.
to stay at home because of how bad it really is. Like Chico, California. Oh my God, at the boomers around there was, you know, Soros signs.
Yeah, white liberal women are dangerous. Thank you for calling. I appreciate it. Appreciate you calling. God bless you. God bless California. I hope y'all get a governor in there. I put a poll in the chat. Should MAGA counter protest? Nobody within the Trump movement, within the MAGA movement, has any problem. Line 1, go right ahead.
Hey, how you doing?
Great.
I want to get with what you guys were talking about yesterday about guitars.
Okay.
For our troops.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, if you're going to buy a guitar, you should have strings along with it. They're going to need strings. They're going to need picks. They're going to need guitar straps. I mean, set them up.
Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff there. I'm not an expert.
I've been a musician for 50 years, and I'm telling you, the guitar is essential to healing your mind and your heart and your soul.
I started taking lessons and learning about a year and a half ago. I absolutely love it. I can sit and do it by myself. I've got a couple back there, and it has helped me a lot. Now I've got a service dog, and I work in the realm of helping veterans, and I have made connections. It was actually another vet that came in that was like, "Hey man, have you ever thought of this?" And I was like, I've got a family member that's a musician, a famous musician. And I was like, no, I never really thought about it, but I have really enjoyed it. I like taking the guitar lessons, and I'm in contact right now with Sweetwater and also my local guitar center. I don't know if anybody wants me to advertise for them or not, or whatever. I don't care. The guys at Guitar Center have treated me well, and they're going to help me get some good used guitars that they bring in or that they buy, and I'm going to try to help some people with that. So there. And here's something funny. Here. As I sit right here, I've got a couple of guitar picks in my hand. So there you go. Like literally, like right there by my coffee pot or by coffee cup. So there you go.
That's awesome. One question: who brought in all those Somalians into Minnesota? Do you remember?
Oh, a guy by the name of Barry Sortero. Actually, I think it goes back prior to that. In 1991, Somalia had a revolution. And when they had the revolution, of course, when the United States gets involved, we always bring in refugees. So I believe 91 would have been George H.W. Bush, one of the original deep staters, one of the original neocons.
What about Obama? I thought he brought in a whole slew of them.
He did. Obama brought in about 60,000, if I remember correct. If I'm right. That's before Bush. No. The original George Bush, Reagan's vice president.
Papa Bush. Okay.
Papa Bush. Absolutely. I appreciate you calling, man. Shoot me an email. I'd love to connect with you offline. I'll put my email up on the screen. Okay?
Awesome.
I'll put my email up right now. It'd be nice to talk to you offline. There we go. Thank you for calling, sir. God bless America. God bless America. And if you guys want to help, veteranbiker1@protonmail.com. That is my email. I'm streaming on Facebook, YouTube, all this other stuff. Time for the military to be sent in? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not a member of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. I don't have that much pull in anything. Let's go here. Line 2. Talk to me, line 2.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon. This is Steve. Am I on the air?
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Okay, good. You can see my name on the caller ID, so don't use my full name, but I'm Steve. I'm
Okay.
calling from downtown Seoul, Korea, on the 18th floor of a high-rise building.
Wow.
This is a Vonage line, so it's a cell phone. It doesn't cost anything. Anyway, I've been here since 1977, I believe, about 50 years now.
Okay.
Things have really changed. I'm American. I'm from New York.
No life stories. Just get to your point. No problem.
Okay. So, yeah, America is really a laughing stock outside of the country because of all the crazy things that are going on. I mean, all the immigration and the riots and the stuff. I'm watching news over here in Korea, and I can't defend this stuff anymore. We used to be heroes, but we're not anymore. So that's my point. We're a laughing stock. But everybody knows, everybody says that Trump is good for the U.S. People over here, they don't like him, but they know he's good for the U.S. That's my point.
You know what? I'm going to say this. 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 8. Read it, interpret what you will, but charity begins at home. Thank you for calling from Seoul, Korea. I appreciate you. I love kimchi.
Okay.
I love kimchi. We pulled into Chinhae, South Korea.
Have it.
We pulled into Chinhae, South Korea a couple of times. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. You take care, brother. Thank you so much.
Okay, have a great day.
Thank you for watching from South Korea. Modoc says, I'm being censored. Well, I see like 9 comments, Modoc, but no, you're not being censored. You are actually being, now you're being flushed. You're not being censored. There you go. We don't want to censor anyone. We'll just flush you. There we go. That's how we handle those people. That's how we handle the whiners. I'm being censored. No, you're being flushed. That's all. Let's see here. Whoa. Okay. Let me see here. Let me see. I just got something set up and I just got the information right now. And I really want to get this out to you. I just sent this back to someone that's helping me. Let's go here while this happens. We've got something major unfolding. Last night I got word that Bobby, just a second before you say anything. Turn that audio down. Last night I got word that Tim Walz's family is looking at getting visas to leave the country to go to China. I just got that word last night, and I just now confirmed that that is in the works. Bobby, go right ahead. Sorry to cut in on you.
Yeah, I was saying last night, check his offshore accounts, but he's probably sent billions over to China. You know?
He very well could have. He very well could have.
I think we've gone beyond water cannons and all that crap. You know, the call has been put out to arm themselves. It's going to get worse. It is. I mean, I hate to see it in our country, but when you think about it, it's a cyclical thing. We were bound to have another civil war sooner or later.
We have had 250 years of amazing progress. Probably the most concentrated progress of any country in the history of the world. And we've had our bumps along the way. We've had slavery. We've had rioting. We've had women's rights issues. We've had all of these things. And now it seems like we've got another issue to deal with, is kind of what it seems like to me. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I want to say something to the chat. Hey, listen, if you guys have a guitar that you bought your kids or whatever, and they never learned to play or they gave up on it, I'm probably going to donate one of my guitars. I've got 28.
Jesus.
I'd be willing to donate one. If everybody would get together, there'd be more than enough guitars for the vets. I mean, I'm a vet myself. I've been playing 54 years now, and I think that would be a good thing.
I just put my link up right here, Bobby, and the link is up for my newsletter. I just put the link up for my newsletter that if you want to sign up for the newsletter right here at the bottom, I put the link in the chat, and that's how I'm going to be able to connect with some people to do that. You don't have to be a veteran to sign up for the newsletter, but that's what I'm going to try to do. Bobby, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I'm probably going to be picking your brain on this. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, Gallagher Guitars is right here in Murfreesboro. They build them there.
Okay.
And I know the family, so I'm going to talk to them too.
Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate you. God bless you. God bless Bobby in Tennessee, Murfreesboro. I forget how to say that, but there's the link there for my newsletter if you want to sign up and stay informed on what we're trying to do. I've got a full-time job, not feeling great today, been coughing, hacking, all that stuff. So I'm not going in today. There's some staff that I work with that probably I get a lot of veterans that come into my office that have compromised immune systems, so I don't really want to get them sick with what I've got. Let's go to the original guitar man, Tommy. Tommy, talk to me.
Good morning, friend. Good morning, Ben. Sorry, I was really frustrated this morning with Donald. I know he'll do it.
Sure.
But I just want to say, Ben, I'm so happy that you're passing it on, the guitar thing.
Well, I appreciate it, Tommy. I hope to do that. I hope to help as many people as I possibly can. I mean, my full-time job, everybody, if you're watching, you don't know my full-time job, retired from the Navy. I help veterans with service-connected disabilities as a veteran service officer. That's my full-time job.
I'm really
if I can
proud
pass
of
that.
you. I was hoping you would after I sent you that one. Might make you feel like passing it on. And I am very connected to Sweetwater. So let's talk. Email me.
Okay, I sure will. Thank you for calling, Tommy. I appreciate you.
Do you have my email, pal?
I sure do. I will shoot you an email after this. Thanks, Tommy. God bless you.
Have a great day.
Yes, sir. Tommy sounds like he's got a little pep in his step. I don't know if any of you have been following the Candace Owens situation. Take some oregano oil with honey and lemon. I took some good stuff last night. I actually took some hydroxychloroquine is what I've been. When I feel like I'm getting sick, that's what I take. But I don't know how many of you have been following the Candace Owens situation. Somebody sent me this. Candace Owens is now claiming Charlie Kirk thought he was a time traveler. I don't know if you can make this up.
About today.
I don't know if she's lost her mind, if she's off a rocker. She claims Charlie Kirk was a time traveler. She's an alien, and the government stole technology from the Sumerians. I don't know how many of you have been following this, but just listen.
You know what I wanted to talk about today? However, I'll save it for tomorrow, but this Project Looking Glass in the CIA, I wonder what they saw. Looking into the future, stealing not Egyptian, but Sumerian technology, which is what they did. These are culture vultures. These Egyptsies is what they are. They wear whatever mask they need to. Do I have to pretend to be Catholic? Do I have to pretend to be Jewish? Do I have to pretend to be a Muslim? No, they're thieves. They're glorified thieves is what these people are. And they've always been this since the beginning of history. And they stole some Sumerian technology that allowed them to predict outcomes. And that technology stopped working in 2012. We're going to get into that tomorrow. I find it to be fascinating. I wonder if they saw Charlie Kirk.
Sumerian technology that you could see into the future, it stopped working in 2012. Smoking Guns, VSO, that's awesome. Submitting my benefits before discharge next week. If you have any questions, you shoot me an email. Candace is off a rocker. Somebody sent me that. I don't know what anybody thinks about Candace's situation. She could be off a rocker. I believe this guy right here kicked off he could very well be responsible for a lot of the justice that we're seeing right now. We're seeing a lot of justice. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. What I was saying there, I'm going to turn this off real quick. What I was saying is, when Donald Trump was running for office, we were basically protesting for MAGA. We were out campaigning. We were having armadas. We were standing on the side of the street. We were waving signs, wearing hats. Should MAGA counter protest? I don't mean violently. I mean get out and be seen. I mean get out and be heard. Let's go here. Line 2. Go ahead, line 2.
Hey, Ben. Long time listener, but a little nervous, first time caller.
No problem. Go right ahead.
Name's Charlie Gregg from Cincinnati.
Oh, nice.
Well, Indiana side of Cincinnati. Pretty upset about how things are taking place in Minnesota with all those I don't know, all the insurrectionists, I just want to call it, because at this point they just went ahead and they're just going to do whatever they're going to do to Minnesota, and they're just going to take everything that's there, all the money. I am just nervous about calling, but
no problem,
man,
no problem.
Am I just upset with what I'm seeing and what you're reporting? I think it's really good information, and I want you to keep on going. But I got a second question to ask the audience, because I no longer feel like there's enough Romans in Rome, and sometimes I'm kind of even curious about my taxation, here in Indiana, and I don't know. I just don't have any confidence in the government at this point. You know what I mean? I'm just going to pay out, and they're just going to give it out, to all these people who are just going to do bad with it. Because I mean, hell, my roads aren't taken care of. And that's what I continue to see. But anyway, I just want to, I don't know.
Let me ask you this.
Didn't want to stay on there long, but
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question real quick.
Sure.
Do you think the Insurrection Act would resolve what we're seeing?
I mean, at this point, I mean, I don't know enough about it to really say what would happen. But it seems like every time we try to stop something, they throw more gas on the fire. You know what I mean? And I think you made a comment earlier that we need to change the mindset with the protesters, but I think they're just paid, and I don't think there's no change there. I think they're just bringing attention to it and trying to, it's kind of like, hey man, when you bring a 6-pack or to a party, and then another buddy brings a 6-pack, and then now you got a whole bunch of guys drinking at the bonfire. That's kind of what's going on with these guys.
Yeah.
Somebody stole some money. They're divvying it out. They're paying people to come by to grab this money. And then the next thing you know, hey, let's all rally against, these ICE agents that are trying to get people that don't belong here out of the country.
It's hard to change an ideology. It's hard to walk into a church and tell people they're in the wrong church. And right now, I believe this hatred towards ICE, the hatred towards Donald Trump, is a religion. I believe it's a paid and profitable religion. Thank you for calling from Cincinnati.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Oh, looks like we get to warm up the toilet. Containment division. MAGA equal incels, trailer trash, bitter old ladies, male and female, scared little men who hide behind big government. And containment division is going to go hide in the septic tank. Thank you very much. I had not used the toilet very much this morning, but there's the flush and containment. Go hide behind whatever troll image that you've got there. Projecting much? Absolutely. Let's go here. Lines are open. Let's see what else we got here. A lot of anger in the chat this morning. Act will help greatly, but needs severe follow-up. That's my question. Will the Insurrection Act resolve the problems? Let's go line 2. What you got, line 2?
Hi, how's it going? I'm from New York, and I just got to say, if these politicians get arrested, I don't think the taxpayers should pay for their prison sentence.
How would that work?
Exile them to another country that'll take them. Send them to Venezuela and have them stay there.
Okay. I appreciate you calling. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I appreciate you.
There we go. Says exile. Like exile. I think they did that to Napoleon, right? They put him on an island. I think he had some syphilis or something, right? That means you're on target. Yeah, that's true. When you start getting the trolls like that with that level of anger and vitriol, you're absolutely right. Here's my P.O. box. If anybody wants to mail anything, feel free. 615-475-7864. Love to talk to you. Love to get your opinion. See what you got. Line 2. Go right ahead, line 2. Line 2 hung up. No problem. If you don't want to pay taxes, don't pay taxes. I don't care. Line 1. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I just want to know what's going on with Mike Lindell. I have not heard any update.
Last night, Mike was supposed to be on the show. I got an email that he was in the urgent care. I got a couple of emails back and forth. He's doing well. He's at home. Everything's fine. I don't want to go into the details of the information that I have, but Mike is fine.
Okay.
Appreciate you
That's all
calling.
I wanted to know.
God bless you, and God bless you for thinking about Mike. He's a
You,
true
you
patriot.
also, Ben.
Thank you so much
for what you do.
Appreciate you. Great call. Mike Lindell is an absolute patriot. Let's go here. I like old Trace Gallagher. I'm starting to like Trace. Here we go. Line 1. Go right ahead, line 1.
I think you need to B-52 them all every Democrat city on there.
If it were a video game, it would be good. But there's real people there that are probably great Americans, great Christians that can't afford to leave, and they probably can't afford to get out. That's my thoughts on that. But I understand the sentiment. I understand the sentiment, you know. I really do.
Always casualties of war.
There is. You're absolutely right. And you know, it's such a small percentage, but I believe if you're going to drop anything, we've got to drop the hammer on who is paying for it. And unfortunately, and some people might disagree with this opinion or not, the people in Minneapolis, Minnesota are getting what they voted for. They voted for this.
Right. They voted for a B-52, in my opinion.
You take care, brother. I appreciate you. God bless you. Let's play this clip here from Trace Gallagher. There we go.
Well, the Fox News at Night Common Sense Department thinks turning back time is often very illuminating. In this case, the backtrack takes us to May of 2016 when CNN rode along with ICE. The ride along was from daybreak to nightfall, watching ICE conduct raids, arrest illegal immigrants, even arresting them at their jobs. Apparently, the 2016 version of CNN was more understanding of why Barack Obama wanted these people out. Because CNN circa 2016 didn't criticize ICE. No. 2016 CNN celebrated ICE as they filled the bill for the deporter-in-chief. CNN was not offended. CNN was honored to get the chance to watch ICE work. Even when ICE made a mistaken arrest, CNN's attitude was, so what? Oopsie daisy. How come Obama wasn't Hitler then? Today, when Fox News talked about the disparity between CNN Now and Then, the far-left media site called Mediaite said Fox was being unfair because back in 2016, ICE didn't wear masks, didn't shoot people. Did the media idiots at Mediaite ever consider that in 2016, ICE didn't need to wear masks or defend themselves because they weren't being doxxed, bottled, bricked, rocked, rammed repeatedly? Imagine if ICE was praised for making America safer. In 2016, CNN and Common Sense were on the same page, realizing that whiskey without ice is neat. America without ICE is messy. Very, very messy.
So that is 2016. Look at this. This is the special from 2016. I'll just let this play and grab some calls here. Let's go here. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Go right ahead. What you got?
Hey, Ben. I just wanted to share with everybody watching.
Turn the audio down.
Yep. I just wanted to share with everyone watching. I'm actually in your town, Fayetteville.
Okay.
Glad you're doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
There's a channel on Rumble called And We Know. And they've been so far ahead of this for so long. And it's exciting right now that to me, this is all evidence to get the people to pay attention to something that's been going on for a long time.
Okay.
So it's right. It's exciting to see people actually paying attention and in your chat, knowing exactly what's going on. It feels like we're in a new situation. So anyway, thanks for taking my call.
Let me ask you this. I believe right now, more than ever, the people like us, it's like an I told you so moment. And I've got family, friends here in Northwest Arkansas, you know exactly who I'm talking about, that they still refuse to acknowledge what's actually going on, though. I mean, I know you know people just like this in the same area. Isn't it weird? Isn't it weird to still see people driving around wearing masks and still refusing to see what is actually occurring? Do you think that?
Yeah, I really do. It's
frustrating. Pitiful.
And I still have like what you call like strong conservative Christian family members that are scared to be confident that the values we're supporting with this are right because of all the moral signaling, the virtue signaling that they've been, I think, hijacked by. They feel like they're just being reasonable. They're being in the middle ground. But
I think a good thing to do was if we could get CNN out of the airports. Every airport is constant CNN. Thank you for calling, man. Shoot me an email. Let's connect offline. I've got my email. I'll put my email up here. Wait, that's my working. Oh, here we go. There's my email. I put my email up there. Let's connect and go grab some Wright's barbecue.
Dude, heck yeah.
All right, buddy. Offer. No problem, dude. You got it. Take care. God bless you. God bless you. He's a Fayettevillean. He knows a Fayettevillean. There's some Fayettevilleans for sure. Let's grab a couple more calls here. 615-475-7864. Love to get your opinion on this. Do you feel like it's an I told you so time right now? It feels like that. There's so many people. Hold up. So having held a TSSCI clearance, yes, I know most don't say. Okay, let's go here. Bruno, go right ahead, Bruno.
Good morning, brother. Hey, all of this going on, it's definitely time for the Insurrection Act, RICO Act, the whole 9 yards. Did you get a chance to take a look at that statute I sent you on conspiracy to overthrow the government?
I did. It's scary. It's scary.
But it brings it right down to the point where people don't realize until all this stuff stops, that is an ongoing conspiracy to overthrow the government. It's an ongoing coup.
Yeah.
And until it stops, there is no statute of limitations on prosecuting every person that's been committing every single illegal act to steal money within the government. Letitia James, John Bolton, all of their shady deals, backgrounds, Hillary, the whole 9 yards. They are all in deep stink.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
You know, that's why, because I had a friend ask me about that, and I said, no, look, and I went and looked it up myself, and I'm like, you know what, I got to share this with Ben, because people need to know that conspiracy to overthrow the government and coup does not stop until the actual act has been stopped.
That's right. You're absolutely right. Thank you for calling, Bruno. I appreciate you.
Patriots, have a great day.
Bruno's retired, or I don't know, retired. I know he's retired, but I think he's, or I know he's a retired Coast Guard. Here, I'm going to put up here, sign up for my newsletter. This is where I'm going to get some help with this entire thing to help some vets, more vets. Okay. More vets. There you go. There's the link right there. That's my newsletter. Got a couple of friends might like to help you with guitars for vets. Music is truly healing. I don't know if anybody knows how to set up like a nonprofit, like a 501c3, but I might try to do that so that I don't get taxed out the yin yang for helping people. I might actually do that if anyone knows about that. Let's go here. Line 2. Go right ahead, line 2.
Hey, I just called.
Okay.
To ask about the Insurrection Act as it relates to the Constitution. If that is enacted, would they still be able to hold on to a couple of rights because, you know, they're doing all this stuff to our country. Then they're going to want to say, well, I have the Constitution. I have my rights.
Huh. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, if they're going to destroy our country, there's certain rights they're not going to be able to hold on to.
Yep. Well, I'm looking right here. Insurrection Act of 1807 empowers the President of the United States to nationally deploy the United States military, federalize the National Guard, units of individual states in specific circumstances, such as suppression of civil disorder, insurrection, and armed rebellion.
Right.
Let's see. Against the federal government, the U.S., the Insurrection Act provides a statutory exception to the Posse Comitatus Act, which allows him to put military on the streets as law enforcement to, use military to enforce either civil or criminal law. After invoking and before exercising the powers, President formally orders the dispersion of peoples committing civil unrest. So he's got to officially come out and tell people to go away, stop doing it. And then,
now, as it relates to the courts, would they be tried under a military tribunal or would they be under civil court?
You're asking the wrong person. I don't know that.
Okay, just
but
curious.
Thank you for calling.
I think they ought to be held under military tribunal myself.
I appreciate the call. Thank you very much. I don't know about how that works, where they would fall at under criminal trial. I don't know. Someone in the chat will know the answer to that. I'm sure we've got some people that know this. Yeah. So feel free, give me a call. If you know how that works, feel free. Let's go here. Thank you. Line 2. What do you got, line 2?
Good morning, Ben. Dawn from Reading, PA. How are you?
Good morning, Dawn. Talk to me.
So yeah, it's a definite I told you so moment. I haven't needed to tell anybody that though, or say it, because I've been saying it from the rooftops for forever. And people are finally reaching out and going, yeah, you were right. I said, yeah. And that's all I do, just smile and say, mm-hmm. And because I tried to tell them and they thought I was absolutely wackadoodle, and now they understand that I've been seeing it, I've been saying it, and now it's like, okay, that's been my redemption. But it just makes me sick, because honestly, I would much rather have been wrong. This is like totally the wrong thing to be the right side of, as far as being correct. I would much rather have been wrong. But I think honestly, I really believe God put Trump on this path to help us and get us back on the right path of righteousness and our civil liberties and the Constitution, and going back to being a republic and not this democratic nonsense where they're using democracy in quotations as a way to undermine our country.
Well, thank you for calling.
I think all those people need to be lined up and receive pew-pews, but I don't know if that'll...
I'm going to hang up on you on there. I can't let you say stuff like that on here. But I appreciate the call. I appreciate the passion. I do. I don't want to... Dawn and Reading, I appreciate it. I knew you were going to go there. I knew it. I was maybe a little bit... I as much as I agree with you, I can't let you come on my platform and say stuff like that. But I appreciate the passion. Okay. Eidolon, the time for the Insurrection Act to be invoked was back in 2020. It wasn't. Or it didn't happen. Maybe it should have. Maybe it should have. Mostly peaceful, but fiery summer of love, right? Maybe it should have, but it didn't. But Eidolon, thank you for tuning in. Eidolon is a big proponent of us worrying more about Iran than our own country, which is weird. But hey, that's the Insurrection Act right there in chapter and verse. Trump posting to invoke the Insurrection Act this week. Yeah, he did this morning. He did that this morning right here. If the corrupt politicians, read what he posted on Truth Social. Line 2, go right ahead, line 2.
All I can say, hey Ben, it's Wesley from Alabama again.
Roll Tide.
All I can say is about damn time. Trump needs the Insurrection Act. The Insurrection Act is the only thing that's going to save this country now.
I'll tell you this, Wesley.
That's how it is.
Wesley, what bothers me is for the president to have to do that. Every level of government has failed when the president has to do that. Would you agree with that?
Bingo. You're absolutely right.
And that's what's sad. It's really sad that every level of government is failing the American people. It is failing the Constitution.
Exactly. And the damn Supreme Court, which is the only hope that we had left, is dragging their damn feet.
I can't disagree with you one bit. Thank you for calling, Wesley. Roll damn Tide. Roll Tide, brother.
Hell yeah, roll Tide.
Take care, Wesley. God bless Wesley in Alabama. Here we go. Gross misrepresentation of my viewpoint. Eidolon, you're welcome to call in and debate whatever you want to say. But you have said multiple times that we should worry more about what's going on in Iran than what is happening in the United States. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. You said it. I had a guy that called in yesterday, 48 years old, never been out of the country, never had a passport, wants to send help to Iran. I said, hey, I'll pay for your passport. I'll pay for your passport and one-way ticket to Tehran. And he refused. Line 2. Go right ahead, line 2.
Yeah, Ben, this is Lisa again. That the whole lining them up and taking, you can't do that. You just need to retrain these people. I've got a neighbor. I asked her yesterday. I said, how many people did Obama deport? She didn't. She said none.
Yeah.
You just got to get the Republicans has got to keep getting the message out at what the Democrats are doing to the United States. You can't take someone that sits home and pet the cat all day and then hear one news clip, oh, a woman got shot, and expect them not to go out there.
But I'll tell you this, Lisa. I know you're over near Mountain Home or something, I remember. I'll tell you this. Greenwood, Fort Smith, sorry. Great high school team down there. The problem is we're the only country in the world to allow our enemy to educate our children. We have allowed people that hate America, that hate the Constitution, that hate church, that hate the Pledge of Allegiance to educate our children.
My grandson in the 7th grade, there in Greenwood, has not studied the United States government yet.
Why would he?
India.
Yeah, why would he?
I am throwing a fit at the school system down there.
Absolutely. I appreciate you calling, Lisa. You take care. Stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
God bless you. And if you're down in Fort Smith, down in that area, Ben, every time I call, I get an answering machine. Oh, okay. Well, the lines are open. There's just a lot of people calling. Let's go line 2. Talk to me, line 2. What you got?
This is Eidolon. I never once said we should care more about Iran than the United States of America. That's
really
putting words into my mouth. I never once said we should care more, just that we should have some care because of how it affects us on the geopolitical landscape, and how helping Iran, which was once an ally of the U.S. before the Ayatollah took over, is now fighting for their freedom. These are Christians, Jews, Zoroastrians, people of the Baha'i faith, and everything else trying to overthrow Islam, which is something that we should encourage. I also do not want boots on the ground, but I do feel that we should help someone who could deal a massive blow to the whole BRICS coalition that is trying to undermine the petrodollar, which
Let me slow
our
you down.
currency derives all of its value from.
Let me slow you
So
down.
please do not
do
not put words into my mouth.
Okay,
Please.
I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back and clip out some of your comments from the other shows. But let me ask you this. How do you propose that the United States should help Iran? And number two, the second part of the question, should we take care of our own problems first?
Oh, I definitely believe that we could take care of our own problems as well as take care of a problem that is overseas, which is Iran, who funds terrorists by using assets in the air to take out their terrorist training facilities, to take out their infrastructure, which allows them to do these sorts of things.
Okay.
We don't have to have boots on the ground. We've already proved that we could go in with Delta Force with air superiority. So we could do the same thing in Iran without having to actually land anybody on the ground. Just take out the shit that allows them to stay in power.
I can see the reasoning behind that. I can completely see the reasoning behind it. But my problem is right now is why are we the ones that are being emotionally blackmailed into being the only people to help Iran? I don't believe we should be the only people. You just saw where France and England sent troops to Ukraine. Why don't they do something? And I want to say this. Number one, Eidolon, I don't know your first name, but I will tell you this. I respect you. I don't have to agree with people, but I respect you for calling in and expressing your opinion, because there's too many people that will just keyboard warrior it up and they will never take the opportunity to actually discuss. And I want to say thank you from the deepest, most sincere part of my heart that I really appreciate you calling. I really do.
And I appreciate everything that you do and the information that you provide to all of us. We only have this one little disagreement, but I think
Absolutely.
we have more middle ground than where we actually disagree.
1,000%. 1,000%. Now, here's my other thing. I do agree with you with the capabilities that we have, that I think if we did anything in Iran, the first thing we should do is destroy any and every potential nuclear enrichment facility in Iran. If we did that, if we just bombed those pieces of Iran back to the Old Testament, it would fix a lot of their problems.
I completely agree. And before I go, I just want to touch on, you asked, why are we the only ones being emotionally blackmailed? I think that has also to do with the fact that our own president promised that he would help the Iranian people.
He did.
The Iranian people are also naming streets after Donald Trump. They're taking back their cities. They're tearing down the Islamic names that had to be given to everything, and they're renaming it back to whatever the original name was, with a few streets actually being named after Donald Trump. So I could see how that kind of might boost and inflate his ego, which he undoubtedly has.
Sure.
And he feels some kind of connection. But we're also not the only ones being emotionally blackmailed. Germany, of all places, has actually denounced the Iranian regime, and they're backing the people too. But the other thing is, these other powers, I mean, like the EU doesn't have a military. The NATO powers don't really, like 70% of their military strength is the U.S. Army.
Yeah.
Like we're really the only ones they could turn to. The only other superpowers are China and Russia, if you want to call them superpowers, and they're allied with the Islamic regime in Iran. So they're not going to help.
Eidolon, I want to say thank you for being part of the channel. Thank you for tuning in. And like you said, you and I agree more on things than we disagree on. And I really respect you for calling in. I do. Eidolon, you call back anytime anytime. I'm going to save your number so that way when you do call, we can connect right up. Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. And God bless.
God bless you. That is exactly what we need. We need to be able to actually, I don't know, talk things through, come to a level of agreement. Now, I'm not going to allow this crap. Let me go ahead and get rid of this guy that's in here spewing some stuff from a book of people that want to get rid of you. Let me go ahead and get rid of that. I can't deal with that kind of stuff. No. Not dealing with that. I don't deal with that stuff. Okay. There we go. Great call. Eidolon, great call. Thank you for your time. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Really appreciate that. Let's go here. Line 2. What do you got, line 2?
Ben, this is Lizard King from Houston.
Good morning, sir.
Listen, I can't believe nobody's putting this together.
Okay.
But China and Russia was buying Venezuelan oil through Iran, using silver as their conduit.
Yep.
Now, that stopped and silver went up. And Iran's falling apart because the banking system's collapsing. And it's because of the Venezuelan oil that was getting smuggled through Iran. Hello?
Yeah.
That's what's going on. It's all connected.
Yeah. You know, those are some dots that needs to be connected that the mainstream news media will not. And that's why here we try to cut through some of this damn hypocrisy and some of the blatant spin that the news media puts on stuff. That's what I would think.
Well, Iran is going through what Iran is going through because they don't have the money and the silver no more.
Yeah. I think we got disconnected. Well, I thank you for calling. Thank you for calling. Let's see here. Guys, gals, girls, really appreciate y'all tuning in this morning. I want to promote my newsletter that I've got here. I'm trying to work something out to help veterans with a little bit of extra help, right? So sign up for the newsletter right here. I'm going to put as many updates and evidence that I can for everything that I'm doing. Silver needs to go higher to crash the Fed. Okay. Follow me over there. You can follow me on various other platforms as well. We're streaming on about 5 or 6 different platforms right now. And I really want to say thank you. We will probably be back on a little later today. Ben's trigger finger triggered. No, I didn't mean to hang up on anybody. And Fred didn't either. I appreciate you guys talking. Eidolon and all the other people that agree with me or disagree with me, you're always welcome in the chat. Unless you start saying some real racist stuff, don't. But I've got to go and take some meds. I'm not feeling the greatest, but I really appreciate it. Finn Lane, long time no see. Do me a favor. If you join the channel as a member, today, you go to the community post page, which is right here. Go to the community post page right there. And there will be a link for members only where you can join into the Discord and get in and chat with a bunch of patriots. Okay. It is, I want to say it cost, hold up, let's go. It cost, I think it's like $2 a month. $2 a month, but it helps me do some stuff like what I'm planning to do with some veterans to help them get some guitars and things like that. So I really appreciate it. You guys take care. This is the Ben Dyke Show. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.